It began in the Kashmir Valley and ended in the heart of Delhi. From posters in Naugam to an explosion near the Red Fort, the trail of the November 10 blast has led investigators deep into a growing Jaish-e-Mohammed recruitment network, one that stretches from Srinagar to Faridabad. On the night of October 18, Jammu and Kashmir police found posters of the banned terror group Jaish-e-Mohammed pasted on the walls of homes in Naugam on the outskirts of Srinagar. The messages, written in Urdu, warned of spectacular attacks against security forces and non-local residents in the valley. A day later, the police registered an FIR under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act and began scanning CCTV footage. Soon, 3 young men were picked up. They confessed that they had put up the posters on the instructions of Maulvi Irfan, a local cleric from Srinagar's Chandpora area. Irfan, originally from Shopian, was already on the radar. Known for instigating stone-pelting mobs before 2019, he was described by police as a highly radicalized overground operative linked to Jaish-e-Mohammed. Officers says he had been indoctrinating youth and even sending some across to Pakistan-occupied Kashmir for weapon training. After the 2019 crackdown on terror networks, Irfan appeared to go quiet, but the Red Fort blast has now exposed how active he really was. During interrogation, police say Irfan sang like a canary, revealing a wider plot that stretched far beyond Jammu and Kashmir. He named Adil Rathar, a doctor from Kulgam, as part of the conspiracy. Rathar had once worked at the Government Medical College in Anantnag and later took up a job at Al Falah Medical College in Faridabad. His arrest led investigators to another doctor, Muzammil Ganai, from Srinagar, who was also working at the same college. Ganai's confession opened up even more leads. He named a third doctor, Umar Nabi, and admitted he was storing an illegal AK-47 rifle in the car of his friend, Dr. Shaheen Shahid. By connecting the dots, police uncovered a clear Jaish link. Early analysis of their phones and laptops showed they were communicating with Jaish handlers in Pakistan via Telegram. Both Rathar and Ganai named another man, Hafiz Ishtiaq, a cleric who had rented a house in Faridabad. He was reportedly responsible for storing explosives and detonators. Raids led police to seize a staggering 2,500 kilograms of ammonium nitrate and hundreds of detonators, enough for multiple bomb blasts. Investigators believe that when Umar realized the police were closing in, he tried to escape with a carload of explosives. That car, police say, was the same one that exploded near Delhi's Red Fort, killing at least 10 people. Officials are calling it one of the most alarming Jaish recruitment drives in recent years, one that drew in education professionals but built a sleepover network right under the radar. As the investigation continues, authorities are now tracing links across Delhi, Haryana and Kashmir, warning that the Red Fort blast may have just been the beginning of a much larger terror plan.